Hi guys, this is Jonathan Partlow with Aggressively Organic, and I just wanted to shoot a video today to say thank you to the unsung heroes, to the moms. You're the ones that are taking control of your food supply chain. You're the ones that are making sure that your kids are eating healthy food. You're the ones that are reading the labels. You're the ones that care. You're the ones that show up every time, every freaking day. And you're the ones that understand how important this is, not just for the short term, not, hey, my kids are hungry, we can solve that with taffy. But we don't do that, and you don't do that. And I wanted to say thank you because that is why we exist in the first place. It is to make sure that everybody has access to local, healthy, fresh food that you know what is on it. Light, love, and air. That's it. And for that, I thank you for supporting us. So to that end, and why we created gardens, victory gardens, that are so simple that a 5-year-old can do it. And I don't just say they can do it. We literally have thousands of 5-year-olds doing it in STEM projects that are not just growing food, but they're growing communities. They're giving it to a food bank, which we'll talk about that later too, because that actually inspired us and changed the whole way we do business. What we have here is, and why so many of you moms come to us, is because of that. We get that regardless of what's going on, 100% of the time we have to eat. So we know that you're completely 100% committed to making sure that your kids have the best of everything. And that starts with food. It impacts everything. It impacts their grades. It impacts IQ. Did you know that the number one determinant of how healthy a person will be, how long they will live, and the quality of their life is their zip code? It's not their genetic code. And the biggest part of that is food. Access to fresh, local, healthy food. And that's not me saying that, that's Harvard University. They know a thing or two about research. You and I are on the same page. We wanted to make sure that our kids, I have 3, they get nothing on their food except for light, love, and air. That's the way it used to be. Our grandparents did that, but we've changed, not intentionally, and it's not even our fault. With the advent of the supermarket and then the transition to urban locations where 80%, 4 out of 5 people live now in urban areas, we just don't live where our food is. So what's our options, right? We can either have it trucked, picked, cut and killed, processed, shipped, trucked again, stored, and have food that looks like it's not dead 3 weeks after it's dead, or we can grow our own. But until then, that hasn't even been possible for most of us, right? I mean, $20,000 to $50,000 an acre, or if you have a small garden, you're still subject to the seasons, you're still subject to the weather. You've got to buy a hoe, you've got to buy a rototiller and a rake and fertilizer, or we can bring it into flower pots, which means that we're taking this perfectly good dirt and everything that makes it perfect, bugs, parasites, bacteria, fungi, all of the stuff, the urine and feces from all the little critters that make that dirt perfect, and then we're moving it into our homes. That's been our option. So we just did it a different way. If you're like us, that matters, right? How about food? If you can imagine all the food being grown on your countertop and you know what's on it, light, love, and air, nothing's on there unless you put it on there. And that's what we did with our victory gardens. Our simple AO microdendritic pods are truly so simple a 5-year-old can do it. They come flat, so we can ship a ton of them and lower the carbon footprint. They're made out of recycled material, post-consumer. I am assembling this, and I'm not even good at it. One of the most impressive things is to throw this in the hands of a 3, 4, or 5-year-old and watch them without instructions put this damn thing together in a matter of seconds. Obviously, they're smarter than I am, but they will put it together and hand it to you, and you will look at them in amazement. So this is what we've done. We've created these cool little systems that require nothing but light, love, and air. Hell, we give you the light. Matter of fact, the light's kind of awesome. You're gonna be happier and healthier because of our light, because we designed it with neuroscientists as well. The reason so many families love our victory gardens is because you know exactly what's on them. We are so tired of seeing the organic soda pop advertisements. Come on, it's still soda pop. Nobody believes that you're gonna shove your face full of organic chips and wash it down with an organic soda and live the quality of life that you're going to live if you're actually eating local, healthy, fresh food. And if you do believe that, I'm gonna invite you to just go ahead and leave now. I told you that we had a bunch of kindergartners grow this stuff. The idea that if they have planted it, they're part of it. So it changes the relationship with food, but an interesting thing happens as well. It changes their self-confidence. They get to be part of something bigger than themselves and part of nature, even if they're surrounded by a concrete jungle. Here's the thing that you may not know. Every time somebody gets a Victory Garden, we plant, we germinate, we grow, and we maintain for a local food bank, just for food banks where they can come in and harvest and feed the local community. The more of you that are doing this, it's fascinating because we've already had people reach out and said, hey, can we grow for our local food bank? And the answer is yes. Once we get to a point, we will be reaching out to the people that have said, I don't want to grow 5 or 10 of these. We have people that have a 6,500 square foot home that they are building now, and they have the entire basement set so they can grow aggressively organic tomatoes on their walls, and they even put power outlets in their upper cabinets in their pantries. So they have living pantries. We have growers and gardeners everywhere that have a storage space or a basement or a church to grow for their community, and they've asked us, and we've said, yeah, when somebody buys one, how do we, local right now means local to us, but it means local to you. So if that's something you're interested in, also reach out. If you have the space, we will pay you to grow for a local food bank every time one of these is done. And that's why our whole slogan is grow food, teach kids, and save the world. You are truly the unsung heroes, and nobody ever sees you coming. They don't get what you do every day. I get it. And I get it more now, not as a dad and not as a husband, but as someone who sees the comments and the love that you give us every single day in emails, posts, and comments, and even phone calls. So we have historical precedents to show that it can be done. We have the ability now. If you have questions or comments, let us know. So thank you again, and I'll see you on the other side.